Hello everyone and welcome to the Locked Dungeon podcast. Since this is the first episode, I wanted to do something light and share 3 creepy stories. This first one is a poem of a woman walking down the street on a rainy day. A dark stroll. Water ripples around her stilettos as she walks. Grey skies have saturated the pavement. She grips the umbrella tightly. The city is alive. People rush and maneuver around each other. Laughter, music, and car horns create a symphony. The woman is at home. She looks to her right. An empty alley stares back at her.
What if I take a shortcut?
She thought to herself. In between brick buildings, fear digs its way into her brain. Her breathing was now the only sound she could hear. Something wasn't right. She reaches the other side. A fog fills the air and swallows skyscrapers whole. The streets are barren and abandoned. Only silence and stillness welcomes her. An attempt is made to turn back, but the path is now a brick wall, as if the alley never even existed.
What have I done?
This next short tale is a true story about an event that took place after coming home from work. Please enjoy. The Tree Man. I clocked out and came home from work around 11 o'clock at night. We lived out in the country, so the land surrounding the house was dark. Darker than anything your eyes would have to adjust to in the city. I was always alert after exiting that Buick Enclave and slamming the door shut, shooting quick glances at everything from the grass to the trees over the hill we call a backyard. But as my foot hit the second step of our front porch, something out of the corner of my eye made me snap my head in its direction. The porch light had shown what appeared to be a long, outstretched arm emerging from the darkness, its height around 7 feet above ground. Deep down, I knew it couldn't be possible. And yet because the thing was seemingly right there in front of me, I had to look. I had to make sure it wasn't real, and that I really was just tired and completely engulfed in the night. Wide-eyed, I stared at the thing for a couple seconds. It moved gingerly in the summer breeze. But after a while, I came to the conclusion that I was seeing things. However, that fact still did not deter me from running up the rest of the concrete stairs and rushing into the house as quickly as possible. I plopped down on the living room couch and began to watch TV as if nothing had happened. But as time passed and my mind wandered back to that event, I remember wondering to myself if the tree looked like a man, or if there really was a man out there who looked like a tree. And last but not least, our last story was written not by me, but a Reddit user by the name of Lynx, about someone who couldn't find their phone.
So I lost my phone. Last night a friend rushed me out of the house to catch the opening act at a local bar's music night. After a few drinks, I realized my phone wasn't in my pocket. I checked the table we were sitting at, the bar, the bathrooms, and after no luck, I used my friend's phone to call mine. After 2 rings, someone answered, gave out a low, raspy giggle, and hung up. They didn't answer again. I eventually gave it up as a lost cause and headed home. I found my phone laying on my nightstand, right where I left it.
Thank you for listening to the first episode of the Locked Dungeon podcast. Good night.